Hey guys, and welcome back to the Hime route, which is Ember Quartz part 22. I don't know how long this episode or part is going to take because, to tell you the truth, I'm pretty tired and I am struggling with a massive toothache. So, but you know what? I felt like reading a bit, and I don't really, or I can't really, read in silence when I want to read Ember Quartz, so I'm just going to start and also say goodbye to the clicking sounds because I have to use enter. I don't know why, because every game, like with the mouse, it's just like never happens with like a double click, and for some reason Ember Quartz started to do occasional double clicking for no reason, but whatever, it is the case. It was sunny and clear from the moment I woke up. The weather was perfect for going out. By the way, sorry if I'm stuttering on the way, but like I said, I'm tired. But thanks to this thing called radiative cooling, it's gone way beyond just being a little chilly. It's downright cold now. But then again, it does wake me up and leave me feeling refreshed. Wake me up inside. Meeting up with my usual friends at the park on a sunny day off, just hearing that doesn't sound like a bad thing at all. Oh yeah, we are moving to the space park. But when I think about what I have to do today and what happened with Selena yesterday, I feel a bit down. If only this crisp, clear morning air could turn everything around. Just no way it will go that smoothly. Muttering that through a yawn, I head toward the park entrance where we are meeting. Huh, what's that? Just as I was about to reach the meeting spot, I spotted a familiar figure walking away. Please be the journalist. I hesitated briefly over whether to speak to her, but eventually made up my mind and said her name. Selena!
Subaru.
Selena's first words, which I had been so curious about, were much gentler than I had expected. Good, now we can actually have a conversation. Feeling relieved inside, I continued speaking in a natural tone. Is it still just Selena?
そうみたいね。
I glanced at my watch. It was just past 9:40 a.m. What a coincidence. When I'm recording this, it's also 9:40 a.m. By the way, we are meeting at 10 a.m. I still have a little time. Did Selena just get here too?
そうね。まだ30分くらいしか待ってないわ。
Did you get here that early?
仕方ないでしょ。休日でもバイトがある日はこのくらいの時間に起きるんだから。
That sounds tough. I couldn't do that.
ねえ、スバル。
Selena casts a glance as if to gauge my reaction and calls my name, as if she wants to ask me something.
喉とか乾いてない？
Well, a little. Now that the tension I felt before meeting Selena had eased, I did feel a little thirsty.
何か買ってきてあげるわよ。
Selena?
まだ待ち合わせまで少し時間あるし。
I was surprised that Selena was the one to bring that up. Why did the music calm down? But I guess if I pushed that element of surprise too far, it wouldn't have done anything but ruin the mood. Oh, this is how it loops? I never noticed. I swallowed the words I was about to say.
スバルは何が飲みたい？
Well then, I have a coffee. Selena nodded, then looked around nervously.
それで自動販売機ってどこにあるの？
Let's go back a little way along the path that runs alongside the park. In response to Selena's question, I explained where the vending machine is. I think it was just past the second set of traffic lights. You turn right there and walk straight for a bit. Selena clearly looks completely clueless. Think you can make it? Should I come with you?
一人で行けるわよ。
I hate this fucking face expression, it's so corny by the way. Perhaps feeling that I was treating her like a child, Selena said that and glared at me. I see. Well, I'm sorry to ask, but I have to rely on you. So, should I hold that bag for you?
え、これは大丈夫よ。
What bag? But it looks pretty heavy. What's inside? A dildo and tsundere muffins. Selena usually goes out empty-handed, but today, unusually, she brought a large bag with her.
メモ帳とかボールペンとかお財布とか携帯とかそういうのよ。
I don't think a wallet and a cell phone would take up that much space. Oh well, I guess there must be all sorts of things in there. I see. Well, take care then.
うん。じゃあ行ってくる。
With that, Selena set off at a brisk pace along the path by the park, heading toward the vending machine. I wondered what's got into her. I was Selena's back and tilted my head slightly. In the past, this is exactly the kind of situation where I would have ended up picking up the tab. Could this mean that Selena is thinking about what happened yesterday in her own way? And just as I was thinking about that... Damn, Nayuta, where did you got that trip? Nayuta. Before I knew it, the time for our meeting was fast approaching. Then Nayuta appears from the road on the opposite side of where Selena went. I can already tell that fucking Selena is going to come back and just like drops the juice or whatever. In fact, we are also going to like see her point of view. So we like get the tsundere point of view. And she's going to be jealous of us and Nayuta because that's what tsunderes do. And especially it's like very shit because like Selena never once showed any sign that she loves me. But now that I'm on her route, she suddenly does, so...
今日のお弁当も気合い入れて作ってきましたよ。
When I greet her with my usual enthusiasm, she smiles and strikes up a conversation. I see, thanks.
お弁当はどこで食べますか？芝生ですか？それともベンチですか？私は池のところで食べたいです。
Nayuta said that and slipped her hand around my right arm. Hey, wait a minute, her chest is lightly brushing against. This would be fine if it were just the two of us, but right now it's just too much. Just let go of my hand for now.
ダメなんですか？
Well, I got my own issues too. Not dishes. If you could just try to understand that, Nayuta. I muttered that to myself. If Selena were to see me like this...
スバル。
Selena! And then Selena comes back at the worst possible moment. Why do I always have such bad timing?
セリナちゃん、おはよう。
Quit being meanie to Nayuta. She didn't do anything. I could see Selena's expression changing right before my eyes. Well, I was just talking about a very ordinary bento.
先輩のためにお弁当作ってきたんですよ。
Well, I was just wondering if we could all eat together.
一緒に食べるって話をしてたんです。
You totally ruined my setup. Nayuta's innocent comments are systematically destroying all my control levels.
そうなんだ。よかったわね、スバル。
Shut the fuck up. Despite I'm on your route, I don't like you. No, well, that's just it. She seemed to be in such a good mood just a moment ago, but now this...
なゆたちゃん。はい。
Just then, Miko, who had slipped in unnoticed, chimed in.
とりあえず、お弁当のことは後回しよ。まずは公園内を調べましょう。すみません。一人で舞い上がってしまいました。
Nice follow-up, Miko. She must have grasped the situation instantly, just like you expect from someone older. She's really dependable. Before long, the usual crowd had gathered. While we waited, Selena sat alone on a bench a short distance away, as if trying to avoid me. Well, she went out of her way to buy me some juice, but when she got back, the first thing she saw was me stuck to Nayuta. I guess I can't blame her. I said coffee, bitch, not juice. It was such a great chance to make up with Selena. But Nayuta didn't do it on purpose, so all I can do is curse this as a cruel twist of fate.
スバル、どうしたんだ？
No, never mind. So where should I start looking?
手分けして調べた方がいいんじゃないか？全員でゾロゾロっていうのはなんか金魚の糞みたいで時間がもったいないし。
Kyo certainly has a point. It probably wouldn't be very efficient if we all moved together.
じゃあ二手に分かれましょうか。じゃあ私は先輩と一緒でいいですか？
Well, I guess I don't really mind.
え？
Shut the fuck up.
4人と2人。あと1人ぐらいそっちに回った方がいいよね。でも私は先輩と2人の方が。やっぱり3人ずつの方がいいと思うわ。2人じゃ大事なもの見逃すかもしれないし。
It's true. I didn't say it out loud, but Narita has been on cloud 9 since this morning. It seems there might be other issues at play, rather than the two of them simply overlooking it.
わかりました。じゃあ誰がスバルくんのところへ行く？
I guess everyone's being weirdly polite to me and Narita because no one's trying to come over here. Personally, I'd really like someone to come over.
誰もいないなら俺がそっち行こうか。
ちょっと待って。
Selena puts a stop to Kyo's proposal, but for someone who's supposed to be so firm, her tone isn't exactly firm.
スバルと恭平は別々の方がいいんじゃないかしら。何かあった時のために男手は必要よ。
Selena objects to Kyo and me teaming up. She does have a point.
そう言われてみればそうだな。じゃあ他に誰かいるか？
私がそちらに行きましょうか？ちょっと待って。はい？
Selena's been hitting the brakes non-stop for a while now. Maybe I'm reading too much into it, but could this be...
私が言ってあげるわよ。
Selena! I knew it. Hearing Selena's affair, I muttered that to myself.
何よ。私じゃ不満だって言うの？
No, that's not what I meant. If anything, it gives me more chances to talk, so I'm actually pretty happy about that suggestion. But even if you told me to talk about it right now, I wouldn't know how to bring it up.
特に誰も依存がないよね。じゃあそれで決まりで。
じゃあ俺たちは左の方だ。
1時間後、金付き塔の前で落ち合いましょう。それじゃ。
Tomo, if only you were on my team. With that, Kyohei, Miko, and Tomo set off ahead and began exploring the park. The only ones left were Nayuta, Selena, and me. I guess you could say it's an unsettling combination. If only that hadn't happened earlier. The three of us would have gotten along just fine. So, I guess we are going to the right.
はい、先輩。好きにすれば。
It's great that they are finally taking action, but their attitudes are polar opposites. This makes things really difficult. Well, there's no point in tittering over it here. I decided to put that behind me and start exploring. I make my way through the woods. Partly because it hasn't rained recently, the ground was dry and easy to walk on. The weather is nice and the location is perfect. Normally this would be a great day for a walk, but
素敵な木漏れ日です。森林浴って感じですね、先輩。
yeah, that's right. But if you walk while looking away, you will trip.
大丈夫ですよ。
With that, Naita turned to look at me and waved cheerfully. However, despite saying everything was fine, Naita lost her balance. And I did not catch her because I was an asshole. She just plopped right down on her butt. Seriously, I just said I was fine, and this is what happened. She just plopped right down on her butt. Seriously, I just said she was fine, and this is what happens. Hey, are you okay? Although I'm feeling pretty exasperated, I go ahead and call out to Naruto anyway. Well, I guess they are okay.
大丈夫です。
I see. Well, if that's the case, then that's fine.
先輩、手貸してくださいよ。
Come on, can you get up? I approached Naruto and held out my hand as instructed. Then Naruto gave a shy little chuckle, squeezed my hand tightly and stood up.
ありがとうございます。それくらい一人で起きられるでしょ。
Shut the fuck up. Why are you so mean? Now look how sad Naruto got. Sarina, who had been silently watching us until then, suddenly chimed in. Judging by the tone of her voice, she seemed to be in a pretty bad mood. Well, that's true, but...
次から転ばないように気をつけます。ナユタは浮かれすぎなのよ。私たちは公園を調べに来ているのよ。遊びに来たわけじゃないの。
Sanina's tone is more like a scolding than a gentle reminder. She's certainly right, but...
ごめんなさい。浮かれてました。ああ、もうやってらんないわ。私一人で公園調べるから。二人は勝手にお弁当でも食べてなさいよ。
Sanina made her displeasure clear, snapped those words, and ran off down the path she had just come. Sanina.
ごめんなさい、先輩。
Nah, don't worry about it.
でも、サリナちゃん怒らせちゃったし。もしかして、サリナちゃんも先輩のこと好きなんじゃないんですか？
Huh? Naita's words made me let out a gasp. Does Salina like me? I go over Naita's words in my head again and again and again. Is that really the right answer, or am I misunderstanding something?
私が先輩を独り占めしちゃってるから怒ってるんですよ。私、サリナちゃんに謝ってきます。
Ayuta! Without waiting for my reply, Naita ran off in the direction Salina had gone. Damn it, I have to go after them too. Yeah, we split up. If everyone ends up scattered, there's no point in having divided into teams in the first place. I muttered that to myself and clicked my tongue softly. It's been a while since I split up with Miko and the others, but I haven't really been able to explore the park much. Sarina! Naruto! I followed them right after that, but we were deep in the woods at the far end of the park. Not only do the trees block the view, but the road also splits into different paths in some places. Even so, I looked around for a while, but I couldn't find the two of them. Oh no, I completely lost track of them. I don't think they have gone that far, but we need to find them and catch up with them soon.
先輩!
Huh? And just then Narita's voice came from the woods. I immediately turned around and ran toward the direction the voice had come from.
先輩、こんなところにいたんですか？
Huh? Following the sound, I made my way through the trees and soon found Naruto. Alright, now it's just Selena. With that thought, I immediately start to run.
サリナちゃんもいますよ。
Selena? As if sensing my state of mind, Naruto called out to me just before she started running. As if in response to Naruto's words, Selena emerged from the shadow of a large tree. Her expression was no longer the angry one from a moment ago. It was more like a look of vulnerability, or perhaps one of contrition. I wonder what on earth happened in such a short time.
スバル、ごめんなさい。
Naruto was like, if you dare to speak about senpai any longer, I'm going to break your legs. And then just like, ごめんなさいよ. It seems like she was having a hard time bringing it up, but eventually Selena bowed her head to me. She seemed like a completely different person from the Selena of just a short while ago. Naruto, what happened?
それはですね。なゆた、女の子だけの秘密ですよ。
When I asked her, she almost answered, but Selena stopped her, and she suddenly changed the subject. I don't know what happened, but it seemed like Naruto was somehow involved in Selena's transformation.
先輩には内緒なんです。さあ、気を取り直して調査を続けるわよ。はーい。
I don't know what happened, but anyway, I'm glad Selena's in a better mood now. Now I can finally catch up on exploring the park, I muttered, looking at the two of them with a sense of relief. There, Selena and Naruto were chatting side by side, completely back to their usual selves.
素敵な場所ですね。
Back then, she almost drowned, so I have a sense that she's also going to almost drown here. But then, Naruto saved her, so maybe no. Or Koto saved her, but which is Naruto, but whatever. It's true, people say this spot has the best view in the whole space park.
ということは、オカルト雑誌のライターさんがこの公園に来たんだったら、この場所にも立ち寄ったかもしれないってことよね。
Selena picks up where Naruto left off. The way they are in sync, it looks like they are completely made up. Yeah, let's see if we can find anything that's fallen.
ええ。ねえ、これ何かしら。
Hold on a second, I'm on my way over there. I can hear Selena's voice from a short distance away. It seems she found something. What's wrong?
そこの草むらを見て。
Huh? What's this? When I looked in the direction Selena was pointing, I saw a silver ring lying on the ground.
プラチナかしら。拾っていいですか？
The detectives couldn't find jack shit and we immediately found something. Wait a second, you're not supposed to leave fingerprints on things like this. It's not exactly something I picked up from my dad, but I took out the handkerchief and gently picked it up. When I looked at the ring, which was probably made of platinum, I discovered that my initials were engraved on the inside. Your initials? T.S.?
行方不明のライターさんってなんて名前でしたっけ？
Tatsuo Shibukawa. T.S. No, that wasn't my initials. At least the initials match. The ring doesn't look like a woman's either.
じゃあ。でも TS のイニシャルの人間なんて世界中にいくらでもいるわ。
Yeah, just like Selena said, the initials TS are pretty common. Taylor Swift. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to disappoint Naruto, who was looking at me with such high expectations, but I couldn't say we have found any evidence just yet. Anyway, let's show this to Miko and the others.
あ、もうすぐ約束の1時間ですよ。
I see, it's already that time. Alright, let's hurry over to the bell tower. And so, with the ring we found in hand, we headed for the bell tower, our meeting place. I didn't know yet if it would lead to anything, but I had a vague feeling that things were about to take a turn for the better. Hey Mikone, we were useful, look at us. When I hurried to the meeting place, Miko and the others were already gathered at the bell tower.
収穫はあった？
I found this by the pond. In response to Mikone's question, I showed her the ring wrapped in a handkerchief.
すごいな。これ本物のプラチナだろ。
TS 渋川達夫。
No, it's Taylor Swift. I see, the initials match. No. As soon as she saw the ring, Tomo immediately mentioned the name of the writer who had gone missing. But even Tomo couldn't extract any more information from the ring.
どうするのこれ？確かスバル君のお父さんって刑事よね。
Yeah, we don't live together anymore, but I get what Mikone is trying to say. This falls under the police's jurisdiction, right? But Miko didn't say anything else. She just looked at me as if leaving the decision up to me. Well, I show you if I get the chance, or well, I show him if I get the chance. I carefully put the ring in my pocket, being careful not to smudge the fingerprints on it. So, did you find anything over there?
残念ながらそういうのはなかったんだけどな。
友がゆうべ金付き塔がなぜ鳴らなくなったのかをネットで調べてきてくれたの。金付き塔の鐘なんだけど今はないんだ。
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know exactly where it is though. I seem to remember talking to Naruto about that before. Well, I couldn't remember the reason back then either though. 7 years ago, the bell that we, or to be precise, the enemy's alien got destroyed. It was repaired shortly thereafter and resumed ringing its bell every day as before. Oh, really? And then last year, the sound of the bell fell silent once again. It feels like I didn't even notice when it stopped ringing. So, where is the bell now?
オーストラリアの姉妹都市に貸し出されてるの。友好の証として。
Sister city in Australia? What do you mean? We live in Japan. No? That's pretty far away from Australia. Really? We lent it to our sister city as a token of friendship, and yeah, I think that's pretty much how it went. Well, if Tomo looked it up, it must be true. I set aside my own unreliable memory and nodded in agreement with Tomo.
ここからが面白いんだけどな。スバル、お前知ってたか？どうしてオーストラリアのクリスタルロック市と祭り沢市が姉妹都市になったか。
No. Reasons for becoming sister cities, huh? A common one is that they share the same latitude and longitude, but I wonder what kind of connection or relationship the place has with Matsuzawa.
サリナの親父さんの工場がクリスタルロック市に進出したのがきっかけなんだよ。だから金の貸し出しもサリナの親父さん主導で決められたみたいだぜ。なあ、サリナ。
だからどうして私の顔を見るのよ。
当たり前だろ。サリナがちゃんと協力してくれたら今回のことは簡単に解決するんだよ。
だからあの人のことはほっといてってずっと言ってるじゃない。
As expected, the subject of her father was a sensitive one for Selena. It didn't seem like something she was willing to discuss lightly. You can easily tell that from the fact that she refers to her own parents as that person. But I never expected Selena's father's name to come up here of all places. I was more focused on that aspect that on the whole back and forth of lending and borrowing the bell. But I guess this is just a coincidence, right? Just as I had come to the conclusion on my own, Tomo spoke up with a serious look on her face.
足元を見て。
I looked down as Tomo told me to. When I looked, there was a tile with a name engraved on it. What's this called?
金付島建設の功労者。
ほんとだ。サリナの親父さんの名前もあるぜ。
Just as Kyo had said, among the names engraved on the tiles, the word Himeji stood out as being particularly large.
このタイル、トモ、こちらへ来て。
Just then, Miko, who had been looking at the tiles a short distance away from us, let out a loud cry. I wonder if there are any other names engraved there besides Selina's father's. Miko didn't call my name, but I was curious, so I decided to go over there.
うん、そう。
As soon as she arrived at Mikone's place, Tomo gave a slight nod. Since she didn't say a word to explain, I'm completely in the dark. Sorry, could you explain it in a way I can understand?
スバル君、この名前読んでみて。
Instead of, telling me, just make it longer for me to understand. As if to answer my question, Miko spoke up. Before I knew it, Kyo and the others had gathered around too. Shouzo Yuchumonji, associate professor in the Department of Physics at Masuzawa University. So was it really this guy? With everyone eyes on me, I read out the names as if I were the team captain.
祭り沢市の隕石のことで何本も論文を書いてる。金付島のモニュメント建設でも技術顧問として参加してる。
So does that mean Shouzo Jumanji might be the one who knows the most about the bell and the meteorite? That bell, which had a special effect on the alien god. Apparently it contains a meteorite discovered at the space park. In other words, if it's that Mr. Jumanji, there's a good chance he's onto something regarding a connection between the meteorite and the alien deity.
どうする？今から祭り沢大学へ行ってみるか。
そんな。
Narita looks clearly disappointed. I wonder why she has to be so down about it.
なゆたちゃん、お弁当のことで心配しなくてもいいわ。
Oh, I see. I nodded vigorously at Mikone's words. Come to think of it, shut the fuck up. Narita did say something like she was really confident about today's lunchbox.
今日は大学へ行っても十文字氏には会えないと思うわ。彼と接触するのはまた後日にしましょう。はーい。
Narita replied cheerfully. Hey, you're getting that field trip vibe again. Then we went back to the spot overlooking the pond and spread out the lunches we brought.
先輩、私のお弁当食べてくださいよ。
As if they had been waiting for this moment, Narita starts promoting their homemade bento boxes. But Narita wasn't the only one showing off their lunch today.
ほら、セリナちゃんも。
Huh? As it prompted Narita, Selena clutching her bag with both hands was called over.
先輩、お腹ペコペコですか？
Yeah, we have been walking around for quite a while, so I'm peko peko.
今ならお弁当の1個や2個平気で食べちゃう感じですか？よかったですね、セリナちゃん。
By the way, that was like a subtle foreshadowing for Koto because she said peko peko also. Narita keeps asking these cryptic questions and making these pointed requests. At this point, I think I'm starting to get the picture.
スバル、私もその。
With that, Selena fell silent and took something out of her bag. It was a somewhat large silver box. There was a good chance it was a lunchbox.
セリナちゃんも先輩のためにお弁当作ってきたんですよ。
I see. What do you think, senor? Surprised? That's the vibe we're going for with Narita. Well, I kind of saw that coming. I mean, you should ask the person who made it.
ちゃんと残さず食べなさい。材料費いくらかかってるか分かってる？
With that, Selena showed the lunchbox right in the front of my face. So instead of emphasizing love or the effort that went into it, they are focusing entirely on the cost of ingredients. Thanks, Selena. Well, anyway, she made me a bento. I haven't properly thanked her yet. Selena nodded sincerely in response to my words of thanks. Well, I better make sure to clean my plate.
先輩、私のも残したらダメですよ。
That's right, there were 2 bento boxes, and just a moment ago I even said I could eat both of them. I will be fat. I glanced at Narita's bento and it looked pretty substantial too. Honestly, this amount is a bit much for me. There are 2 lunchboxes in front of me. To be honest, I'm not sure I can finish it all, but since the 2 of them went to the trouble of making it, to truly honor those feelings, I can just walk away. But how did Narita know that Selena had brought a lunchbox? Looking at the bento boxes, each of which easily holds about 2 servings, I find myself thinking about that. And one more thing, aside from the mystery of the bento, there was something else that kept nagging at me. It was the name Jumonji engraved on the tile in the bell tower. It seems that Mr. Jumonji was involved in the manufacture of the bell tower for the bell tower, or manufacture of the bell for the bell tower. The bell's sound is extremely effective against the other gods. I can't imagine they ignore such a troublesome presence. A leading expert on the meteorite that fell in masses of a city and the bell that torments the alien deity which contains that very meteorite. If the other gods were to learn of their existence, they would surely take an interest. It looks like I have to meet that person, at least once, and as soon as possible. Okay, so we're just skipping the bento.
はい、安藤ですが。はい、スバルですね。ちょっと待ってくださいね。スバル、電話よ。スバル？ちょっと待ってくださいね。スバル、起きて。電話よ。
It's Sunday today. Let me sleep a little longer. My brain and body were still more than half asleep. After seeing just that, I tried to drift back into the world of sleep.
ダメよ。
Ah! Mom flatly rejected my offer. Without a word, she reached for the futon. I'm cold. Mom, please let me sleep in on Sundays. Taking the covers off at this time of year is torture. I curl up as small as I can and plead my case, shivering.
とにかく電話に出なさい。女の子からだし。
A phone call? Not to my cell phone, but to the landline? So that means it's not Naruto, right? If it were Naruto, Mom would have said so too. It's not Naruto, it's a girl calling me. I'm going through a list of possible names. So is it Miko or maybe Selena?
スバル！
What the? Out of the blue, Mom calls my name in a loud voice. She looks serious, or rather, she seems a little angry.
あんたその年で女の子を二股見渡してんの？
No, that's not it. It's a misunderstanding. I was wondering what she was so mad about, but so that's it. Mom, you have got to trust your own son.
父さんは家庭人としては最悪だったけど、女に関してはそんなだらしなくなかったわよ。
I told you that's not it. Just answer the phone already. With that, I hurried off to the living room. Why do I have to run away from my own room? Damn it, that phone call has completely woken me up. With that thought in mind, I picked up the phone, or rather, who on earth could it be at a time like this? Hello? Hello?
私だけど。
Tomo! Even if you say me...
mina倉だけど。
Oh, it's Tomo! Let's go. Yeah, that voice sounds really familiar. I was still half asleep and I didn't realize it at first, but that's Tomo's voice.
起こしちゃった。
No, I'm fine. I was actually thinking about getting up soon anyway. Well, more than half of what I just said is a lie, but it's better than making them worry unnecessarily.
携帯にかけた方が良かったかな。
Huh?
私、誰かに電話かけるのって慣れてないから。
No, really, you don't have to worry about it. I don't think there's any need to be in that formal, but Tomo can be pretty strict about following the rules. I mean, I get that it might be a bit awkward to make a formal phone call, unless it's an emergency. So what do you want?
昨日話した隕石の研究してる十文字って人のことだけど。
Oh, the one who's a professor at Matsuzawa University.
調べてみたんだけど、大学辞めてるみたいなんだ。
Is that so? I finally got a lead, but things just aren't going my way. Actually, I'm curious about why he dropped out of college. Could something have happened to that former professor? Do you know where he is right now or what he's doing? I felt uneasy about resigning at this point, so I asked Tomo where our former professor was.
祭り沢市内に住んでるの。それをみこ姉ちゃんに言ったら早速訪ねてみようってことになって。今日スバル君は大丈夫？
I see, so that's why Tomo called. I finally understood what happened and nodded vigorously. I'm fine, so what time are we meeting?
博士の自宅がみこ姉ちゃんの神社のすぐそばだから神社の境内に午後1時。
Got it, 1 p.m. then. That's a relief. It turns out he lives surprisingly close by. I'm relieved to hear he lives near Miko's place.
それからサリナにはスバル君の方から連絡してくれないかな。何度かかけてみたんだけど繋がらなくて。
I see. I gladly accept Tomo's request. Okay, I call Serena right away. Thanks for going out of your way, Tomo.
じゃあまた後で。
Phew.
まだ付き合って日が浅いみたいね。
Mom, when did you get there? I turned around. My mom was standing right behind me, and she had a suspicious smile on her face.
ともちゃんって言うんだ。なんか物静かそうな子ね。
Yeah, she was really good.
ナユタちゃんに強力なライバル出現か。母さん仲良くやっていけるかしら。
I told you we are not that kind of relationship. Wait, didn't you get mad at me just a minute ago when you came to wake me up, yelling something like, "Don't cheat on me"? Why does that make it sound like, man, I can't wait to see how this plays out? I can't help but mentally call out my mom for the inconsistency between what she says and how she acts. I love to clear up all those misunderstandings if I could, but I just didn't have the time for that right now. After that, I went straight back to my room, quickly got ready and left the house. I still have plenty of time before we have to meet up, but if I stay home, I don't know what my mom might ask me. If I called Selena in this situation, there's a very good chance she'd say, "So you were seeing two people at once after all." To avoid that, I figured I'd get in touch with Selena after I left the house. But
おかけになった電話は現在電波の届かないところにいらっしゃるが、携帯の電源が入っていないためつながりません。しばらくしてからおかけ直しください。
it's not coming through. Actually, it won't even connect in the first place. It looks like the power is turned off. In that case, I guess I have to get a part-time job. No, I think I have to go to their part-time job. That's what I thought, so I decided to head to Cafe Honey for now. If I'm looking for a place where I'm most likely to run into her, that's got to be the best bet. Please don't be here, fucking Mamma Mia. I wonder if Selina's here. As soon as I stepped inside the store, I looked around for Selina. There you are. Hey, Selina.
あのね、勤務中に名前で呼ぶのやめてもらえる？
Sorry. Selina's first words were spoken in a low-key tone that carried a strong undertone of criticism. Come to think of it, fuck you. I feel like I've been told the same thing before. I really need to learn from this.
それでご注文は？
So I have my usual coffee. Wait, no. I didn't come here as a customer today. I almost went ahead and placed my order as usual and sat down at my usual seat. But I didn't come here for the coffee. I'm here solely to pass on a message to Selina. Sorry to ask this out of the blue, but are you free this afternoon?
何のことよ？
It's an emergency meeting. We are going to visit Mr. Jumonji's house today. Even though it wasn't a particularly busy time, Selina was still working. I decided to keep it brief and just get straight to the point. We're meeting at Mikone's shrine at 1 p.m. Do you think, Selina, you can make it?
バイトは12時までだから問題ないけど。
I see, then it's okay for Selina to join too, When I said that, Selina nodded. Yeah, now all we have to do is get to the shrine before it's too late. And I just dipped. Having heard that she would be joining us, I said goodbye to Selina and left Cafe Honey. There was still plenty of time before we were supposed to meet up, but I decided to head over to Mikone's shrine. Maybe I take a walk around those nostalgic places I used to play at, with thoughts like that in mind. A little while later, I arrived at the shrine for the first time in a long while. I walked all the way to the back of the grounds and enjoyed the stroll. Then, as I walked all the way around and returned to the temple grounds, I heard a sound of cheerful conversation. It seems that while I was walking through the back of the shrine, everyone except Selina had gathered there.
先輩、これ見てくださいよ。
Without so much as a greeting, Narita suddenly starts talking to me. When I look closely, I see she's holding a fortune slip in her hand. I casually read the words written on the fortune slip, but there was a word on it that sounded slightly unfamiliar. Minor misfortune? I never heard of that before.
そうですよ。何ですか？小凶って小吉なら聞いたことありますけど。
Narita doesn't know where her luck stands, so she can't express either joy or sadness. I guess since it has the character for misfortune in it, I assume it means something bad will happen.
なゆたちゃん、心配しなくていいわ。
And just then, Mikone called out to Nayuta. I'm probably just imagining it, but she seems somehow full of confidence.
中京、大京とまだまだ上があるの。最悪というわけではないわ。ちょっと待ってください。なんで今日の種類がそんなにあるんですか？そんな神社聞いたことないですよ。
I agree with Nayuta on this. Why on earth would they do something so malicious?
ええ、確かにあまりないと思うわ。でも、そこにビジネスチャンスがあるとは思わない？
Business opportunity. No way. No matter how you look at it, you can't find any business opportunities in a fortune slip that's nothing but bad luck. I guess fortune slip is shrine in this. I was about to retort, but before I could, Mikone launched into her usual spiel.
従来の神社では今日のおみくじはあまり引かせない傾向があったわ。でもこれからの積極神社経営では危険情報の提供もサービスの柱になるとは考えられない？
So, you did it on purpose?
どう？みんなもおみくじ引いてみない？
Come on, don't be shy. Mikone says, full of energy, but the reaction from those around her isn't exactly enthusiastic, or rather, it's practically non existent. I mean, no one would willingly want to draw a fortune slip that includes a very bad result.
今日どうかしら。
俺は遠慮しとくよ。
とも、あなたはどう？ビッグ。トイレ行ってきていい？ええ、どうぞどうぞ。スバルくん。
Can I turn it down too? Following Kyo and Tomo, Mikone handed me the box containing the fortune slips. Why not pull one yourself? It seems like only I'm using informal speech after saying someone's name.
あなたはどう？
No, I'm not in the mood to draw bad fortune. So just like the two who turned it down earlier, I pass as well. There's no way I even think of reaching out.
最初から自分が今日を引くって決めつけなくても。
ところで今日のおみくじってどれぐらい混ぜてあるんだ？
全体の 82% ね。
8割超えてんのかよ。
Q's retort. You got no choice but to bring that up, lands perfectly.
ええ、統計的に見ていいバランスだと思うけど。
Wow, this person hasn't even noticed they are being called out. Seriously, what kind of data did you collect, Mikone?
どう？来年の初詣はうちの神社ブレイク必至だと思わない？
Silence fell once again, and this time the questions were even harder to answer than before. If I were to answer that carelessly, there's no telling how it might lead to a liability issue. Well, for that reason, everyone's answer came down to one thing. No comment. Himeji?
サリナちゃん。お待たせ。あれ、そういえば先輩、今日はサリナちゃんと一緒じゃなかったんですか？
No, Come to think of it, shut the fuck up. Lately I've been making a point of stopping with Sunny's part-time job before meeting up with everyone. This is going to be my running gag. Every time that the MC says, come to think of it, I'm just going to say shut the fuck up. It's not all that surprising that Naita would ask that.
いつも一緒にいるわけじゃないわ。そうなんですか。
It seems there was no hidden meaning behind the question, and Naita was immediately satisfied with Salina's answer.
全員揃ったようだな。じゃあ行こうぜ。
And with that, Kyo took charge of the situation. We all nodded or exchanged glances to show our agreement.
じゃあ先輩、行きますよ。
Naruto died. Happened. Naruto! The moment the starting signal was given, Naruto suddenly vanished from our sight. Just as something disappeared, there was a loud, jarring sound. Naruto, where did you go?
心配は無用よ。境内の石段から2、3段落ちただけだから。
It seems Mikone knows what happened, and she points at the stone steps toward everyone. When I looked down as instructed, I saw Naruto lying there, apparently having fallen.
軽く足をくじいた程度ね。ほら、なゆたちゃんが引いたおみくじ通り。
With that, she thrust the fortune slip right in front of us.
疾病、足元に注意。本当だ。
Damn, this is like how shrines work.
このビジネスいけるかもしれない。
Minakura, when did you get back from the restroom? Kyo is surprised that the fortune slip's prediction came true, while Tomo sees a business opportunity.
一体何の話なの？ちょっと皆さん、少しは私の心配もしてください。
Meanwhile, there's Salina, who has no idea what's going on, and Naruto, who loves to get some attention if possible. This is just way too chaotic. I guess I need to start over from the beginning. I glance around and mutter to myself, what kind of weird punch is this? We took turns supporting her, matching our pace to Naruto as she dragged her feet. As a result, we arrived at our destination a little later than planned, but we made it there somehow.
あれが十文字氏の指定。なんか予想してた家と随分違いますね。
Oh yeah, I totally forgot we were supposed to meet the teacher or the professor or the scientist or the ex-professor or whatever he was. If this turns out to be exactly what Naruto predicted, that's pretty imaginative. I look at the building spread out before me, which can only be described as bizarre. So this is just a normal residential area, right? It doesn't turn into a lawless zone at night or anything like that? The Jumonji residence was such a secure house that it made you want to check it out just to be sure. Say that name 3 times in a row. Jumonji, Jumonji, Jumonji.
それにしてもすごい厳戒態勢だな。
Jumonji. Is this how the movie Jumonji got its name?
科学者さんのお家というより暴力団の組長さん宅といった感じです。
Let's go, Yakuza subplot. Although everyone used different words, their impressions were almost identical. You can usually tell what a person is like by looking at their home. Yeah, this looks like Area 51, not gonna lie. I suddenly remember my dad saying something like that once, out of the blue. If anything, this house, I muttered to myself, gazing once more at the Jumonji residence. I locked my heart away behind layer upon layer of locks, letting no one inside. It's like Salina. I picture a lonely person who avoids interacting with others as much as possible. That's called a NEAT. I don't know anything about profiling, but looking at his house, I got the feeling he might not be entirely wrong.
どうする？一応門のところに呼び鈴があるが。
Yeah, let's just ring it. Kyo, do you think it's okay to push that? I mean, you're not going to climb over this, like, possibly tall fence, so. Just as Kyo said, despite the house being built this way, it has a perfectly ordinary intercom installed. But that very ordinariness felt dangerous in a way, and I felt a strong reluctance to go through with it.
絶対トラップだ。かけるぜ。
A trap for who? Like, he does not even know you guys. It seemed Kyo felt the same way. He could sense a trap lurking behind that intercom. So what should I do? I'd really like to get in touch with the professor as smoothly as possible, but at this point we have 2 options. Either force our way in or work up the courage to ring the doorbell. Why would you? However, both options carry significant risks, so I prefer to avoid them if possible. Is it because, like, there's armed guys at the entrance? Well, what should I do?
あら君、奇遇じゃない。
Let's go, the best character is here. And just then, I was struggling to decide on my next move and deep in thought. Just swam, probably. Someone speaks to me from behind in a voice I recognize, this uncharacteristically friendly voice. You're the reporter from Mo. Yajima, right?
そう、矢島じゃなくて、やしま。ちゃんと覚えてくれてたのね。
It's like Ojima from Koichoko. He kept being referred to as, or people called him like Ojima. Standing there was Mrs. Yajima, the editor of or Miss, she isn't married, Miss Yajima, the editor of an occult magazine whom I had met before at Cafe Honey. Huh? If you're here, does that mean you came to see the professor too, Yajima-san? Did you make it to the park safely the other day?
まあね。ところでみんな、君のお友達？
Oh, she just beat around the bush here, so she didn't make it there safely after all. Well, she's the kind of girl who messes up the first left or right turn even if I give her directions. I find myself thinking that as I answered Miss Yajima's question. Oh, let me introduce you to everyone. This is Miss Yajima, an editor at Monthly Moo. When I said that and introduced Miss Yajima, everyone gave me a look that said, "Oh, that girl."
お噂はかねがね。
え？噂？
Well, basically, she's a sharp girl who's really making her mark on the front lines.
いや、それほどでも。
Miss Yajima's mood brightens instantly when she hears what I say, but since she's a grown woman, let's just say, she let that slide.
あ、ところでさ、あなたたち、ここの家の人と知り合いなの？
No, that's not exactly what I meant.
八島さんこそ十文字さんとお知り合いなんですか？
違うんだけど、ただね。
So you ended up here while investigating the disappearance of Mr. Shibukawa, is that right?
ビンゴ！そうなのよ。君ってなかなか記者の才能あるじゃない。
No. I don't think I have what it takes to be a reporter, but since I received some praise, I just bow my hat for now. Wow. But this is a pretty easy bingo to complete.
いやさ、ほんと、もう参っちゃったよ。結局渋川さんは行方不明のままだし、私が取材を引き継ぐことになって。渋川さんの部屋に行って分かったのが、十文字博士をかなり調べてたってことなの。それで何度も取材を申し込んでたみたい。
An interview? So that means Shibukawa, the reporter in that photo, had also visited this house.
そう。十文字博士は大学を辞めてからは研究成果を公には発表してないの。彼が今考えていることを知りたかったら、直接会って話を聞くしかないわけよ。十文字博士の専門分野って知ってる？
No.
誰かわかる？
確か祭沢市内に落ちた隕石の研究を。
いいえ、その前よ。
うん。
彼はね、レーザー研究の第一人者だったの。レーザーって知ってる？あなた、この間の喫茶店で働いてたわよね。行ってみて。
レーザーね。怪獣を撃ったらドカーンと爆発したりするあれかしら。
怪獣って一体どこにいるんだよ。それにレーザーでドカーンってアニメの見過ぎ。
何よ、そんな言い方しなくたっていいでしょ。
君、女の子をいじめるものじゃないわ。それに、そんなに悪い答えじゃないと思うし。レーザーというのはね、放射の誘導放出による光の増幅。という意味の英語の頭文字をつなげて作られた言葉なの。
Is that so? As you expect from a reporter for the occult magazine Moo, she sure knows a lot of strange things. You can't say that again.
レーザーの特徴は太陽光の何百倍ものパワー密度が得られることと、指向性に優れていて光がほとんど広がらずに進むということ。だから生き物に強力なレーザー光を当てるとドカーンということは十分にあり得るの。分かったかしら？
まあなんとなく。
ちょっといいですか？レーザー光線の権威がどうして隕石の研究なんか。
そう、そこがブラックボックスなのよね。でも私なりの仮説はあるんだけど。彼は隕石を構成する物質の中にレーザー以上に強力な殺人兵器を作り出せる可能性に気づいたの。
Huh?
彼が大学在職中に書いた最後の論文のタイトルなんだけど、祭り沢隕石のレーザー技術への応用の可能性。
Does the meteorite found here really have that effect? Between its special effectiveness against alien gods and the laser Miss Yajima mentioned, what on earth is that meteorite?
この論文を発表した直後、彼は大学を辞めているわ。いえ、辞めたんじゃないの。解雇されたの。当時十文字博士は怪しげな兵器の研究をしているという噂が立っていたそうよ。それ以来、博士は自宅をこんな風に改造してこもりっきりなの。
Hey, wait a minute, where are you going?
そんなの決まってるじゃない。十文字博士に面会を申し込むの。
でも今の話を聞いたらなおさら面会無理っぽいと思うんですけど。
私を誰だと思ってるの。月刊もう編集記者八島みどりよ。
No, I know that, but honestly, I don't think the doctor here would recognize that name.
宇宙人から人類代表と会見を行いたいと言われたら、私はたった一人でも会見場所へ行くわ。土の子を素手で掴み取りしろと言われたら、もちろんやる。それがプロというものよ。
With that, Miss Yajima strode purposely toward the gate. I understand, but please don't push yourself too hard. But I wonder if my voice even reached her.
ごめんください。ごめんください。十文字修造さんはいらっしゃいますか？
That's probably...
私別に怪しいものじゃありません。月刊モーの八島というものですが。うわっ！レーザー光線ですよ。
She would instantly kill someone like this. Perhaps the residents of the house deemed her as an unwelcome guest, for a laser beam was suddenly fired at Miss Yajima. Those 4 beams of light relentlessly pursued Yajima, and the way she dodged them looked just like she was dancing.
どうする？
Shut the fuck up with this sound effect, it's air deafening. Or ear deafening. We have no choice but to save her, right?
神経ワイヤーですか？
There's no way I have choice but to take her back with me. Yo, let's go.
ああ、
私も行くわ。
No, just Kyo and me. Everyone else stay here and wait.
分かったわ。気をつけてください、先輩。頑張って。スバル、絶対死なないで。
That's reassuring thing to say. Huh?
私、他人の死を見るの嫌。
Sorry. I know.
誰も俺のことを心配してくれないのか。
みんな口に出さないだけで、今日の無事も祈ってるわ。
What a depressing thing to say, but I agree.
なんか丸め込まれた感じだけど、まあいいさ。じゃあ行くぜ。
Yeah, keep talking while she's like dying. Yajima, I'm here to help.
レーザー光線止めてよ。
Forget that. Let's get to a place where the laser can't reach us. Come on, grab my hand. Just as I was pulling Miss Yajima's hand, we were about to slip out of the laser's range. Although Yajima had managed to dodge them perfectly up until then, I was caught off guard when I turned my back and the laser hit me. Huh! And just as I heard a sizzling sound. Oh no, it was fur.
マジか。
Let's get to safe quickly.
こっちに来ないで。
Wait, but
私の方を見ないで。
if I don't look, I can't help you.
じゃあ恥ずかしすぎるから早くして。その代わり私の今の姿絶対あなたの記憶から抹消してよ。
Yeah, sure. I grabbed Yajima's son's hand and ran as fast as I could away from the Jumonji residence. Peak. And she still does not have a route. After that, Miss Yajima wrapped herself in the picnic blanket the night I had brought along for the lunch and took a taxi home. It kind of looked like a sexy bagworm. I could never in a million years tell her what I really think. From then on, Dr. Jumonji's mansion was shrouded in an eerie silence. I seem to recall hearing that lasers are generally transparent and usually invisible to the human eye. I could see the doctor's laser beam with my own eyes, and I could even hear the firing sound, something that shouldn't have been there in the first place. Come to think of it, shut the fuck up. Maybe that laser wasn't meant to kill, but was more of a warning.
ここでじっとしていても事態は何も変わらないでしょうね。
Just then, Mikone's voice interrupted my train of thought. What should we do?
少し時間をもらえるかしら。私なりに方法を考えてみるわ。みんなも考えてみて。それを明日話し合いましょう。
Why you, why not Tomo? But okay.
はい。
Yeah. What's wrong, Tomo?
うん、なんでもない。
Anyway, we need to put our heads together to meet Dr. Jumonji. I don't know what will happen when we meet, but for now I'm going to give it my all. That was the conclusion I had reached after spending the entire day on it. Damn, the fucking days are moving fast, by the way. I have a feeling, I think I said this, but like, I think we are heading towards like 24th, because like the chapter's called Merry Xmas or Merry Christmas. When I was at school, I kept thinking about what Mikone told me yesterday. Please don't give me a necktie scene. How can I meet this person named Jumonji and talk to him? But no brilliant ideas came to mind, and the day passed as usual. In that case, it might be much more honorable to just give up and go to sleep, like Amamiya. That was the school day. Come to think of it, fuck you! Amamiya said he couldn't make it to Cafe Honey today. That's way too rare. When I asked him why, he wouldn't tell me. He's a gooner. To think he was interested in anyone other than Selina. Probably the reporter girl. At least I won't be sharing a table with him today, so I think I will be able to enjoy my coffee in peace. I sat down at my usual seat.
いらっしゃいませ。注文はお決まりでしょうか。
This is your coffee.
ご注文を繰り返します。コーヒー一つ。
Hey, have you thought about what Mikone said yesterday? What up?
前から何度も言ってるんだけど、バイト中に親しげに話しかけるのやめてくれない？
Wait, but
気持ちはわかるよ。なんで普段の調子で私に話しかけちゃダメなんだって。でもここはただでさえキャバクラと勘違いしたお客さんが来てしまうお店なの。スバルみたいに親しげに話しているのを他のお客さんが見たら歯止めが効かなくなっちゃうでしょ。
Okay, I will be more careful from now on.
あ、それと明日なんだけど、お店のバイトの子が一人辞めたんで、代わりに5時から9時まで入ることになったの。
I see.
だから明日は迎えに来なくてもいいわ。
So what about the day after tomorrow?
今はちょっとわからない。わかり次第こっちから連絡するから。
Ah. Just then, a customer walked into the store.
いらっしゃいませ。じゃあそういうことだから。
Selena switched to shop mode and walked away.
お待たせ。
Uh,
どうしたの？早く廃工場に行こうよ。
yeah.
なんなのよ、気になるじゃない。
No, I was just wondering if skirts have gotten short. If your skirts. What? No, I was just. No, I was just wondering if skirts have gotten short. No, I was just wondering if your skirts have gotten shorter lately.
何言ってるの？最初からあんな感じよ。
I wonder.
スバル、また焼いてる。
I told you that's not it. But aren't you embarrassed wearing clothes like that? I bet some people come to look at you funny.
そうね。毎日来るわよ、そういう人。 舐めるような視線でじっと見てたり、やたら親しげに話しかけてきたり。
Are there other customers like Amamiya?
当たり前でしょ。そういうお客さんで成り立っているようなお店だし。
Is that so? I guess that's just how it is. It really is tough, isn't it?
お客さんが原因でバイト辞めちゃう子も多いわよ。
I think I kind of get it.
変なプレゼントが送られてくるのなんて日常茶飯事だしね。
A weird present?
いやらしい下着とか。
What?
それとか牛乳の差し入れとか。
Is that just regular? Isn't that just regular milk?
さあ、パックを開けた跡があるの。これは一緒についてたメッセージなんだけど。
Indirect kiss. Drink my fresh milk, moo. Gulp down my 900 million descendants. Did they open a fucking milk carton, jizz into it, and give it to Salina to drink it? That's like something that not only would like get people in prison, but like get like, you know, a official ban statement from planet Earth itself. Like, what the fuck? This is terrible. Whoever sent this is totally screwed. Yeah, I would like bring it to court. So 900 million means that's about 3 times worth, right? No, I better not even think about it. No way, Selena, you haven't been drinking, have you?
飲むわけないでしょ。
Well, I saw your DNDB page to say otherwise.
でもまだプレゼントはマシな方よ。中には盗撮してくる人だっているわよ。
What the fuck?
カバンに仕掛けて椅子の上にでも置いとけば下から丸見えだしね。
Like I said yesterday, aren't you planning on switching to a different part-time job?
他にいいバイトがあればいいんだけどね。あ、それで昨日スバルに言われたから。 少しだけ新しいバイト調べてみたのよ。
Really? Just because I told you to, you went and looked it up. You are surprisingly obedient. I guess you could say that just shows how tough her current part-time job is.
いろいろ時給のいいバイト見つかったんだけど、どれがいいか選べなくて。
Oh, really? What kind of part-time job did you find?
そうね。一番時給が良かったのはダイエットの仕事かしら。
What's that? Even as I hear that, I can't help but feel a little uneasy. It's risky to choose a job based solely on the hourly wage, though.
飲むだけで痩せれる薬があるんだって。時給はいいし、痩せれるし、一石二鳥よね。
You are not fat. Isn't it a clinical trial for a new drug?
そうよ。
No, I don't mean right. I'm not trying to be mean, but don't do it. You might end up dying.
え？でもそんなことどこにも書いてなかったわよ。
Yeah, it's like they were just like, by the way, this drug that you are going to test, it has like a 95% chance to kill you every hour that you take it. So, but we pay good. Will you take the job? Who would write this? No, if someone actually wrote that, nobody would show up for work anymore. I looked through part-time job magazines a few times myself, and they always glossed over the risky parts with vague language. But she's like a very, careless girl, or spoiled. She does not really know how vending machines work, so yeah, she wasn't shown that. If they had honestly written something like, "Warning, you might die," it would surely have caused a huge scandal. Wasn't there a safer part-time job?
そうね。これは自宅でできる仕事なんだけど。
Is it like a side job?
内職？よくわからないけど、部屋にウェブカメラを置いとくだけでいいらしいわ。
Don't do that, as like that's also bad. That sounds way more dangerous than your current part-time job.
何よ。今のバイトはやめろって言うわ。私が探してきたバイトには文句言うわ。私にどうしてほしいのよ。
Well, I don't know. Something more ordinary, like a convenience store or something.
それなら今のバイトでもいいじゃない？
No, I'm pretty sure that's not right. So, in Selena's mind, convenience stores and Cafe Honey are on the same level. I wonder what her criterias are. I'll ask Kamamiya next time if he knows of any good part-time jobs. He seems like the type who known about that sort of thing.
そうね。でも、どうして私のためにそこまでしてくれるの？
Huh?
私がどこでバイトしても、あなたには関係ないって何度も言ってるのに。
It's true, just as Selena said, it's not something that concerns me directly. But that doesn't mean I don't care what kind of part-time job she have. It's because I'm worried after you.
え？
Selena's been abroad for 7 years, so she doesn't seem to really understand Japan these days. I was worried you might do something dangerous.
スバル。
You are just going to say it's none of my business, aren't you?
当たり前でしょ。
I see. Well, I guess that makes sense. I was hoping she disagrees with me here, but I'm actually a little bummed that she agrees with everything.
でも、ありがとう。心配してくれて。
Huh?
私、あまり人に心配してもらったことないから、ちょっと嬉しかったかな。
Saying that, Selena gave a shy smile. It means the world to me that she's grateful. I see.
さあ、無駄話してないで、みんなのところに行こう。
Yeah, you're right. Selena walked toward the abandoned factory, looking quite cheerful. I followed close behind her. And then, when we arrived at the abandoned factory, I ran into Kyo just as he was coming out of the abandoned factory. Hey, what's wrong, Kyo?
おう、スバル。
I just came here to smoke. Is everyone already here?
あ、全員いる。
So, where are you going then?
小便だよ。話聞いてたらアホらしくなってきた。
ん
What do you mean? I wonder what kind of story would leave Q speechless. Maybe they are just chatting?
とにかく行ってみろって。
With that, Q disappeared behind a scrapyard. What on earth are they talking about?
行ってみようよ。
Yeah, that's right. This is the exact sound effect from fucking Deltarune. What the fuck? What the fuck? Toby, you have some explaining to do. Hey there, good work today.
先輩
When Selina and I walked into the abandoned factory, Nayuta, Mikone, and Tomo were talking about something. Nayuta does notice me and says hello, but then immediately goes back to the original topic and continues the conversation.
私頭が悪いからやっぱりよくわかりませんよ。
トモ、それって本当に可能なの？
うん。
Mikone is staring at Tomo with a puzzled look on her face. Come to think of it, fuck you. Nayuta's expression seems a little clouded too. What are you all talking about?
トモ、スバル君とサリナが来たからもう一度さっきの話をしてもらえない？
うん。
Prompted by Miko, Tomo gives a brief reply. It seems Tomo is deeply involved in this matter.
強力なレーザー光線は鉄板も切断できる。それは物理の教科書にも書いてあるんだけど、十文字艇から発射されたレーザー光線は八島さんの衣服の焦げ方からするとそれほど強力じゃなかったんだと思う。
I suppose that's true. I had come to the same conclusion after all.
十文字博士はあくまで威嚇用にレーザーを設置した。だったらこれがあればレーザー光線の中を前進できるはずだよ。
With that, she placed the drawing paper on the table. What is this? What was written there looked like some kind of blueprint. It clearly had a human form, but could it be?
だろう。それが普通のリアクションだって。
Just then, Kyo, who had just finished his business and was on his way back, joined the conversation with a look that seemed to say, I told you so.
とも、もう一回確認するけど、こいつを俺たち作るんだよな。
そうだけど。
Us?
ここは昔鉄工所だったの。材料になる鉄板はいくらでもある。
材料のことはわかるんだけど、
これぐらいの溶接だったらそんなには難しくないし。
それもわかるけど、問題はロボットなんて私たちに作れるの？
Oh, so it really was a robot after all. I heard the word robot from Mikone and realized that my assumption hadn't been wrong. Wait, is Tomo planning to build a robot right here?
確かにデザインはロボットだけど、パワードスーツといって性能はユンボに近いし。
A bulldozer?
レーザー光線を避けながら前進し、最後は十文字艇の塀を破壊するのが目的なの。
そんな乱暴な。
でも侵入者をレーザー光線で攻撃するのだって過剰防衛だよ。
I guess Tomo's idea isn't so bad.
お前、自分が思いつかなかったからって。
But since Tomo says she can do it, why don't we give her a try?
ありがとう、スバルくん。
Thank you. You're welcome, sorry. The question is when it will be finished though.
週末までにはなんとかなると思う。
本当にそんなに早くできるのか？
どうせ急ぐしかないでしょ。
Hey, let's give it a try.
いいわ。やってみましょう。
We did it, Tomo. What's wrong, Tomo?
トイレ行きたい。
Have you been holding it in this whole time?
うん。
It's okay, you can go.
うん。先輩、本当に私たちあんなロボットできるんでしょうか？
Well, I'm sure we will manage somehow. We have always managed so far. I answered Norito's question that way, but to be honest, I was pretty anxious myself. I don't know if it's a robot or a bulldozer, but can they really build something like that here? Or can we? And even if it were to be completed, is such a reckless plan really the right approach? I told Norito it will work out somehow, but I had no idea what was actually going to happen.
アンド、行こうぜ。
Damn, that was like a... Okay, never mind. Here's day 9. But whatever. I'm going to end the episode here. Thank you guys for watching, and I see you guys in the next one. Ciao.